Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Rise of Industry, episode number 2 in our Let's Play series. Yeah, I thought I would start from non-top-down view, just to show that I am a man of culture sometimes. Not really, but at least we can spend a brief moment looking at the graphics of the game while we investigate what are the AI other companies up to. As is very typical, they are going heavily into the early game farming. Looks like they're also doing gas and not copper, not oil. Oil surprises me. They should probably be doing oil. Anyways, that is what Door Enterprises is up to. Just looks like berries. So they probably took berries as an unlock, and they get gas for free. I mean, everyone starts with gas. Let's look what happens over here. Okay, so Power Core is really just doing the same thing. And they have a lot of good resources here too. They have 2 things of coal, 1 of iron. They could probably be selling both the coal. I mean, they're already making the long distance haul to Carter Lake from over here. Not exactly sure. So by the way, the AI always chooses to use these water wells. I mean, look, if you're the AI, you can automate all the tasking of items, so, you know, they don't have the tedium that I sometimes have to struggle with. Okay, but that's enough of looking at things from a nice angle. This is the efficient angle, and that's the way we're going to do it. Okay, we're going to do apples. Apples. And the way I want to do it is just by bringing them in. Maybe we can do it like this. So that's 5, which means I can click here. I think that's fine. I mean, the downside of doing it this way is that, oops, you know what, actually, I think we will try to sneak them in on this side as well. I could also bring them down. What is it that I'm trying to accomplish here? Well, I'm trying to minimize the number of intersections. This is something which is really critical to gameplay, and I'm surprised I didn't. I hope I mentioned it, but I don't think I did in the first video. When you have a road and you have an intersection, if you have 2 intersections and connecting like continuous tiles, that no longer becomes 2 separate intersections, it becomes 1 intersection. And the impact of that is that when you have people stopping and waiting at an intersection, they will wait at the intersection. So all the cars that need to pass through I mean, basically, if you make this, I was to make this like a 6-way intersection by adding more roads to it and having them right next to each other, that's more cars that can queue to get through the intersection, which means that more cars are going to be waiting. Instead, if I put the intersection over here, and then 1 tile, and then another for the other intersection, each one of those is its own queue. So now we've essentially doubled the amount of time, the amount of cars that can go through those intersections. In the worst case scenario, at least, which is honestly mostly what you're interested in. This game is kind of just a big software exercise in computer software. You're interested in the order, the big O notation. What's the worst that can happen? Because in the best case scenario, we don't really care. People are probably going to be moving along just fine. So that said, I'm trying to minimize the number of intersections. Now, it doesn't usually matter as much. Let me actually take this one. It doesn't matter as much for Orchard, so I probably could get away with just having 2 intersections here. It really does not matter that much. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and do it. Oh, actually, I know. That's right. There's another solution altogether, which is just to let this guy happen. It's still more efficient to have the farm on the same road, but I mean, you can imagine the number of tiles I'd have to go over if I put him connecting to a road vertically on the other side. So this is just like 6 tiles instead of, like 12 or something like that. And then we can do the same thing down here. This one I'm not going to worry about because there's just not enough traffic down here. I mean, the one above, that one has the disadvantage that it has to also navigate all the traffic heading south. But these 2 are the furthest south points, and we don't plan to add any more, so this is all sufficient. Okay, so this is much ado about nothing. And what am I doing with these? Well, they're not going to be producing oranges. We're now getting into apple territory. Now, I did this without first building another water. I think I want to start building up the water big time, which means I need to... Because we're eventually going to want to do drinks, and that means going to require its own stuff. So let's get this one, 1, 2, 3, right there. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. So now we're in really good position for water. Just after we made some positive money, we're now going to make some negative money, basically. Yeah, it looks like it didn't save my pathing there. I did something incorrect. That's fine. I'll switch them over to maybe the destinations reset when you switch production. I don't know. I kind of want this one to stop as well. And did I do this in a manner which is going to benefit? Yeah, kind of. So I think what we just have this one slow down just for a smidge. And he already kind of is off pace. I'll say turn them on. I don't know why they're turning on and off at different times, but that's fine. Okay, good. So that's a lot of traffic, which will be heading over here, but don't worry. So first of all, I do need to adjust some things for this queue. We're planning to do orchards next, but actually what I want to do is one-way roads next. Sorry, not one-way roads. I want to do coastal harvesters, which we need the water. This is for water. This is only going to give us coal. I made a mistake last time when I was talking about this. Coastal harvesters is nearly as important as land harvesters because you have to match coastal harvesters for any of these three because this is your water. So, or this at least the way I get water. I don't use the water wells and such like that. So anyways, this is very important for me. And then after that, we can go down and get the orchards here. But also very important and probably something that we'll go ahead and slip into the priority is these one-way roads. Now, I'll probably do it... Honestly, I'll do it next, and then we'll go to the water harvesters because it's going to be... I guess it doesn't really matter, one or the other. It just depends on how much water we're going to... Well, we're getting enough water from these three. So eventually, the plan was always that we start another warehouse further over here, and I think it can be done the same way, actually, in the same orientation. And just somewhere over here we're going to want it, and then actually we do want it pretty far to the right because we want the industry far enough away from the city and from our other crops, because the factories are going to have a lot of pollution, which probably shouldn't surprise anybody. So we're just going to go ahead and connect this in a very bare bones fashion for now. And what I want is when you end up producing way too much oranges, then we're going to have some of those go over to the other warehouse. So that's what I want, but we're going to make sure that we don't send them unless we have enough to completely satisfy the farmer's market, which I think takes 10. The farmer's market takes, 10 per 15 days. So the most we need to have stored is 10. And we're probably fine even if we don't have 10 entirely. But yeah, we won't send anything under 10 over to the other warehouse. We'll only take the excess. That's going to be the general theme for all this stuff. Now I also want a road, and I'm going to put it right here because this is where the next one's going to go anyway. We'll do something like this, but I'm also going to backtrack a little bit. This is important just to keep... If I connect these roads directly up, then people... any of the farms that want to get over to this warehouse, they're going to go up and they're going to misuse this road. Now, again, I can get around this eventually with one-ways, but what I can do is that if I backtrack a little bit, I just need to be 2 away from this, then this is going to be too expensive for people going over to this warehouse. They can do this in many fewer tiles by going to the left. They go to the right, they're going to have to backtrack and then forward track. So this is going to be an addition of like 6 tiles. I do that so that now it's almost a guarantee that these guys can go to this warehouse, but anybody else on this path is going to take this over to the left. I want all the trucks, the farm-related trucks on this road heading this way. And this will hopefully make a lot more sense when the one-way roads are completed, which is why I'm kind of excited to get to that part, because like the whole system just kind of comes together. And by the way, I don't remember, was this always awkwardly up here? That is quite an awkward setup. I don't like the way these cities are designed. I mean, I know it's probably procedurally generated, but good gracious, that's just so ugly. It's so ugly. Oh man. I mean, even if they had like prefabs, I think it would be a little bit better, and maybe even just let them procedurally generate. When they expand, I think they actually grow a bit, and that could be random, but okay, I should rein in my comments a little bit. It's not It's not awful. It's just not great. It's bad, I would say, but not awful. At this point, we're just waiting for... Oh, we also... Yeah, so we do have apples coming here, but that's what I didn't do. I didn't get the apples to go to the farmer's market so we can make a little bit more money. And we're at 4 million, so, you know, gotta be a little bit careful. We're just gonna meet demand as usual. And honestly, we're gonna have the same situation over here eventually, where we're gonna want to sell, you know, the ones that we don't sell, the apples we don't sell. We'd like to go over to this place. But we're waiting on some research first. So land harvesters is still going to be good because it'll kick up our coal amount. Building upkeep is 18.75. And pollution today is 7.2. I think we're going to see those things go up when we get to the next tier. But it will be offset, very much offset by the amount of profit we'll be making from the extra 2. Not that it's a whole lot of profit, but it is definitely offset. Just waiting patiently for this one to unlock. And one of the early game things you can do, and I think it's a good idea, is to pick up this first R&D monthly investment. Because we're starting to be, okay, we're only at 25k positive, but you can, this just allows you to spend, instead of 100k, it'll allow you to spend 250k on research. So in our situation, maybe it's better that we don't do that because we're barely positive. Well, we were positive 110 last time, so we'd only be negative like 38 if we went to the higher research thing. Yeah, and those one-way roads, I think it's a good time because we're having some congestion, and all of this is going to go away so nicely. I did not realize that they would do that. That is strange to me. I don't think that makes sense even. That one doesn't make sense. Yeah, they both claim that they're going to go this way, and yet they didn't. But just you wait and see. Just wait until we have one-way roads. And also getting the one-way roads is another way of unlocking the paved tile. I didn't know this for a long time, but you don't need the urban roads. The one-way roads are urban roads, so your trucks will move a lot faster on them. I used to think that the paved roads were mandatory before you got the one-way roads, but that is not true. Okay, well, look, we're probably starting to pile up oranges over here, and we probably also want to get this water delivered. Same kind of situation here. We want to keep quite a lot of water, maybe even 20, so that we are always capable of replenishing our orchards. Because we have a lot of orchards, so at any given time we may need to provide a lot of water for them. And I don't want them slowed down. But we can still provide a lot of water to the warehouse while keeping 20 available for everyone else. And you know what, I don't need to have that. I keep hitting escape, but anyway. Okie dokie. Next step for us is going to be to actually make, once we have oranges and water here, which you know we do, it's going to be time to make our actual drink factories. And we want to do this a little bit further north because we want to keep the area for the fields safe. So probably we'll go up at least 2, maybe 3, and we'll call this the place we do it. We'll leave two space for possibly other one-way roads, maybe even 3. I think that should be all we need, and then we'll start plopping down a whole bunch of these. Now, one thing you can also do is the same way as before. If I have these mirrored like this, they'll create one big intersection. You can offset by 1, and then this one will be here, and you would have a series without connected intersections. I don't know if it makes a big deal, so we'll even be experimenting in this series. Maybe I'll pay attention to that more. My gut tells me it will not make a big difference, but, you know, we're soon going to find out, aren't we? Okay, I'm not sure why this guy's... What are they doing? Where are they going? So I said it might not have a... Oh, are they bringing in supply? Are they automatically getting orange? Okay, that's... Okay, great. I was going to let the warehouse do it, but if they want to do it themselves, that's also fine with me. Alright, so we're missing some inputs, supposedly. I can also hit Alt, and it's actually a really good idea to hit Alt and get this all set up. So we're within the radius, so I guess they're just going and getting their own stuff. You're claiming you're still not... Yeah, but you're making orange juice, so yeah, that's a fallacious notification. Yeah, well, this did happen, though. We did end up losing some water on some of these, which means that they're now going to be synced up That's bad. But did we get the... No, we didn't get the coastal harvesters yet, which maybe it would have been more important than the one-way stuff. Do I have enough as it is? Probably not, huh? So I have 3 to take care of these, and then I have 1 to take care of these. That's plenty, actually. So we should have actually a little bit of extra water left over. We do have 20 water. I am not sure what exactly is happening, but let's just have a maximum of 20 water that we send over here then. They're already over that, and now we're okay. I guess it was because it was prioritizing sending the water, even though we have this reserve. I've seen this before too. I don't fully understand it, but it will prioritize water going to this warehouse, even though there's water left over, which is supposed to be for the orchard. It doesn't seem to actually work that way. Okay, but whatever is supposed to happen doesn't matter anymore. We're producing, and that's great. So we're going to have this road go this way. And then we're going to have a return road, which is going to be a little bit awkward, because it's going to do this. You might say that doesn't look great, but it'll all make sense eventually when we have our one-way roads, which is going to be very soon. We're almost there, in fact. So now we should be producing, but they won't deliver, will they? I'm not sure if they will or not. We'll just have them deliver it manually. Okay, they're all delivering their goods, and they should just deliver that all the time. Always keep this warehouse stocked with your goods. And I will take it from here. Tier 1, orange juice. Feed to the grocery store, we will meet demand. Okay, good. So we're down to 1.5 million, but we have orange juice set up for selling. This is key. I mean, this is even critical. This is what we wanted to get done during this episode even. We are now selling apples. I'm assuming that apples, yep, are now being sold. It's 5 for 15 days. So that means that we're actually going to have to go over here and say, you don't have to wait until full. They will send a person who's full if it's possible, but this will allow us to get the last 5th apple. Otherwise, we'll only be sending 2 trucks of 4, because it'll be, 2 trucks of 2, which is 4 total. But allowing that one last one to actually cap it off is great. So that's why 5, odd numbers really suck in the farmer's market, because you're using trucks that are dealing with 2. And eventually, oh, look at one-way roads. Okay, now here it goes. I guess this is the last thing I really wanted to cover. Here's our big sweeping change. Do I want it that way? I guess I have to. I didn't make this in the right spot, but that's fine. We'll make it work. No, I do. Yeah, you know what? I might shift this a little bit weird. It's fine. Just so I can have the one-way road where I want it. Which is like this. Now we're just going to go all the way around, and we're going to go in, and we're going to come back over this way, and we're going to go out. And we're going to make this one way for like completely now. And we're also going to make these guys one way. And you one way. And you one way. Okay, good. Let's see if we notice any kind of improvement in the traffic flow now. My favorite is watching people actually trying to go in when you're using both input lanes. Okay, here it comes. Look at that. No longer is this intersection any problem. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. At least I'm happy with it. And it looks like we're producing this nicely. They have not... Oh, it looks like they're taking that directly there. I don't want them to do that. It's probably because I have this... I have it all off. I've never seen this kind of automation on these guys before. I actually am telling them specifically not to sell it directly. Oh, I see. The problem is because it's here. Right. They're going all the way around, which is... Well, that's definitely less than ideal. Let's go ahead and do this. the way I wanted to do it, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down. Oops, I did one too many. I don't know if I care. We'll do this just for fun. Yeah, this is tough. We'll go like this. Alright, there we go. And look at, I'm playing very sloppy here, but I think that that's going to be how we want to do this. Okay, good. Good, good, good. So now they're going to go all the way around just to get it in there, but what we'll eventually do is we'll have a road maybe goes back up this way and then comes back in. Depends on how much of this we're going to want, but so far production is going, and hey, look at that. We were at 1.5, suddenly we're back up to 2.2. Haven't really done much to earn it. All we did was add 4 of our drink factories. Why 4? Well, the grocery store takes a total of 5 per 15 days. So I can make 10 for 30 days, and each one of these makes 2. So we're at 8. If I make one more, I guess I could put one more drink factory down and we would be okay. Then I'd have to do the same thing, by the way, with having the grocery store not waiting till full. So, I guess, are we going to accumulate a little bit then? These guys, okay, let me just double check this. This is 2 orange juice every 30 days. Yeah, so this is a total of 8 orange juice every 30 days, or 4 every 15 days. Alright, interest of new loans reduced by 30%. This is not super important. So even though we will probably end up taking a loan, I'm not going to bid on this one. So I'm just, the speed of the game that I'm not managing, I'm not talking about it at least. I'm just randomly accelerating time or not whenever I feel like there's nothing going on or that there is. This is the best part, when just the flow of traffic with this. It's like, this is what it looks like with one-way roads, this is what it looks like when you don't have one-way roads. But at some point, it's very hard to get these to be one-way roads. I mean, it's probably unnecessary to make this 2 tiles wide. This is mostly functional as it is. There's the water going in, perfect. So we have a really good functioning economy right now. We're in a good place. We can wait for coastal harvesters, for example. And then we can get the orchards up. And honestly, if we're accruing apples, which we are definitely accruing apples, let's go ahead and get, so let's have that one go there, but we'll save again a minimum of 10 so that we're always stocked up. Alright, and then what we're going to want is after the orchards, we're going to want to go to drinks and add the one we didn't get before. In fact, we may even want to do, I think the way we're going to want to do this is first, let's get the faster research. Then we'll get that. And then we'll get the orchards. And I forgot what the last one was, but, you know, it's not that important if I don't remember it. When I remember it, we'll put it back on there. I mean, because there's a lot we want to get. I definitely want to get this +1 truck capacity at some point. It's very good. Just improves your efficiency. What was it? I know there's another one I want to put on there, which is sugar. Because eventually we're going to want to get to orange soda. This is a real good money maker. You know what? Might as well just throw it on there, because sugar makes money by itself. Okay, the glass stuff, maybe not. So let's just X out of that. Soda water we could also sell. I mean, we're already going drinks factories. Do they buy soda water here? No. So if they don't buy it, we don't want to sell it. I mean, if they don't buy it, we don't want to make it. You do chocolate bars. Yeah, we'll probably go into dough after that, so. But even just having orange juice and apple juice plus oranges and apples, that's a lot of profit we can make. And we already are making, really. So that's why getting the next research would be good. Okay, but we do have the coastal harvesters. Doesn't seem like we're really taxing our water too hard. But we might as well add these and just get a leg up on things. So we can see that upkeep of this one is 8.75, upkeep of this one is 12.5. So you do pay slightly higher upkeep for the... Oh god, I did the wrong road. Might as well just make this. Alright, there we go. And get more harvesters here. And more harvesters here. Alright, good. So everyone's making a lot of water. We're gonna have a lot of water. And even if this thing fills up, we can always just let it accrue in the actual gathering stations. I like to see everything as green, or at least filling up as green. No red. Red means it's stopped for some reason. And we're about to get the higher R&D monthly investment. All the while, our coal is still... I mean, I guess it'd be profitable. Okay, R&D. So now we can go to R&D and we can actually ask them to spend more money. This is simply a number of time divided by the number of money type situation, or I should say the other way around. If grape juice takes 400k and and if it takes 400k to unlock, then if you're investing 250k for a month, it's going to take just under 2 months. We'd be 500k in 2 months, in 60 days. So it's just prorated, you know. That's why there's not like a huge advantage. It's not like you're getting some kind of efficiency or anything. It's just the ability to pay more money so that you can finish things more quickly. But you're paying the same money just over a less amount of time. I have to say, I think things are looking very good. Money situation, but on our own, we're now up to 3.2. And let's see how our next month goes with the increased R&D costs. Okay, irrigation tower is now full of water. Not too surprising. I am doing the apple smoothie. Yeah, maybe I should have done the orchards first. But that's fine. If we want to micromanage this a little bit, I can just turn one of these guys off. So there we go. Turn you off. Two of them didn't get the message for a while there, but that's okay. Speed up to 4x. Just really waiting on an apple smoothie. Alright, let's get some apple smoothies going on. So really just want 2 more of these on each side. And now we're just going to turn them into apple smoothies. These guys are going to go and collect their stuff. Just like that, we're making whatever. It's just so efficient. I didn't tell them where to drop it off, so let's do that now. And then lastly, we want to get our apple smoothies. You can see that we already finished that one research. It was very quick, but let's get our... There they are, apple smoothies. To be sold to the grocery store. And we will sell all of them, we'll meet demand. And even with the 250k, we're making good money. Yep, 4 stores, we're already selling them. Fantastic. So our profit, I mean, we can see it's up to 500k there. We're expecting to make even more money now. It's good to keep in mind, though, that we are pretty low on liquid cash, so we don't want to go too crazy. In fact, once we have the 2 orchard fields, I will probably... I mean, are we short on anything? Yeah, I would say a little bit short on apples, at least, so let's get the additional fields, add 1 to this one at least. Well, okay, what is full, what storage are we full of? Well, the storage which is overflowing right now is the irrigation tower. It's getting full on water. And let's kind of track down why, because I did a review of the input-output balances in the system to try to figure out where everywhere we have imbalances. So I'll start with oranges. We have 3 fields per orchard and 4 orchards for a total of 12 fields. Each field produces 2 per month. We'll use month as the standard metric. So that's 24 oranges a month. Our farmer's market demands 10 every 15 days, so that's 20 every month. We have 24 in and 20 out. But we also have 4 drink factories, which require 1 every 30 days, which means that oranges are in perfect balance. That's great. We used to have 6 apple fields, but now we're up to 8, and we'll see why that's potentially a problem in a second. Apples, we demand 5 every 15 days, so 10 every month. And we had 6 apple fields, but now we have 8. So that's basically either 12 or 16 apples. And we have 4 drink factories, which means the total demand is 14 apples, which should be 7 fields. I was right to add a field, but I was wrong to add 2 extra apple fields. So we've actually gone from a slight deficit to a slight surplus. That's okay. The system here can handle +2 apples. It'll take a long time for these warehouses to start overflowing with just only +2 extra apples every month. We can also look at water. We have 12 orange fields and 8 apple fields. We also have 8 drink factories. So that's 20 here and 8 over here. That's 28 total. Every one of these water pumps is producing 10 water every month. And by the way, just a quick aside to answer left, water siphons, water pumps are slightly more monetarily efficient than water wells, which cost a flat 25K extra. And also have slightly higher, I think it's 12.5 building upkeep for 5 water pumps, and it's 16.25 upkeep for 5 water wells. Now space efficiency, the water pumps themselves are essentially 10 by 2, so 20 tiles for all of those when you have 5, and this is 4 by 5, so tons of space. The water wells are only 4 by 4. And the wells themselves, the actual producing units, are 1 by 1. They're just 1 tile. So much more space efficient. Anyway, that's a long aside just to bring us full picture. Water, we have 30 income because we have 3 active right now. And we have 28 going out, so we're at +2. Now +2 is also not that much. We just happen to be, this is a new snapshot where we're only at +2. Previously, I think we were at +6 because, we also didn't have these 4, so we're at +8 with 3 producing without the additional fields in the different drink factories. We've cut back from +8 to +2, and that's why our water's already full. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Water can back up quite a lot. First of all, we can continue to add more storage. This goes up to 74. Let's actually start by doing that. So we're at 20 right now. But let's just bump this up to 40. We may even do more. Just kind of leverage the storage of this warehouse. But I'll do it in little spurts because while they are moving the water from the irrigation tower to the warehouse, they will not actually supply water to these other things. And I'm not sure exactly why that is. In my opinion, it's actually a bug of the game. So we can see that all this is going out, and this will probably sit red for a moment. Nope, it must have already had the water built up. So if your water's already built up, you're ready to go. But you can see that it didn't get a new supply of water yet. And it will as soon as this train of trucks goes out and we get more than 20 water here. What should happen now? There it is. Okay, so I guess it was the next tick. We got the 3 water in. Plenty of water storage. Next step for us is to go into, I have trucks here, but that's not that important. Let's go into more fun stuff. The trucks is just efficiency. And right now I was talking about our capital being like, we're not super positive in terms of capital. So yeah, I know that this irrigation will be full for a while. But we're at +350 or so per month. And we'd like to get this 1.4 up higher, especially if there's any bid for a new territory. We'll just take out a loan in order to do that because I want to try to take over the different permits. We want to make sure we're getting our permits. But we're about to finish sugarcane fields. I'll wrap this one up here and we'll come back in the next episode where we'll do sugarcane. We have that in terms of the farmer's market. Sugar is very expensive. We'll make good money there. And we also have yeast, which we can do next after that. So at some point we'll start making the switch over to there, but at every step along the way we want to try to be very profitable. And of course we can always just win by buying the other ones out. But until the next one, thanks for watching and take care.